Curious what's up with the Denver housing market? Stay tuned. Hey everybody, this is Alyson Wahl with Live South Denver. I'm a real estate strategist and realtor in the South Denver area. Hey, if you are looking for all things Denver real estate, you're in the right place. Hit that subscribe button and the bell icon if you don't want to miss out. Today we are talking about the Denver housing market and I'm giving you an update for April. We are halfway through Q2 already, as we are already halfway through May. Hard to believe. So let's jump right in and do an April review, and I will even give you a little snapshot of kind of where we are in May already at the end. 3,600 homes closed in April. That's fewer than what we actually saw in January of this year, though January this year probably wasn't typical for us. And if we look year over year, those 3,600 closings was a 26% drop from April of last year. April was the month where we really were under the stay-at-home order. There was not a lot of access to homes, in and out. We were doing lots of virtual showings only for the majority of that month. So there were only 4,500 new homes that hit the market in April. For the Denver metro area, the 7 counties that we look at for this data, that is a 35% decrease in new listings. Now that seems like a lot, and it is. However, if we compare and contrast that to some national data that was taken, this 35% pales in comparison to major markets up in the Northeast, where they were seeing drops in the 65 to 75% range for new listings in April. We're talking areas in Pennsylvania, New York City, Wisconsin, some markets in Michigan. So Denver is faring very well. In fact, the whole West did. The only market in the West that saw new listings drop more than 50% was San Francisco. Okay, so how many homes actually sold, not closed at the closing table, but went under contract in April? It was 3,100. We had more homes come to the market than went under contract in April. And this 3,100 number is nearly a 50% decrease from April of 2019. To be exact, it's a 45% decrease. That's a massive shift. So April is typically one of the hottest months of the year for sales. So what we're really anticipating as things shift back to the market opening up and businesses opening up and we see things get back to normal is that this push for the market will go to a later point in the year. No guarantees, there's a lot left to be seen, but we anticipate we'll see bigger numbers at a different point in the year that typically would be a slower month. So this is going to be a very topsy-turvy year for data. We closed out April with almost 6,000 homes on the market for sale, which gave us just about 6.5 weeks of available inventory. That is a strong seller's market. And we see that buyers get what a seller's market is when we look at this other data, average days on market and median days on market. So the average days on market for this April dropped from April of 2019. It went from 28 days last year in April to just 19 days this April. So major change. And even bigger was the median days on market. It was 8 days in April of 2019. It is 5 days for April of 2020. And in March of 2020, it was 6 days and it dropped to 5 for April. So we're seeing this decreasing trend for days on market, even in the midst of all that is going on in the uncertainty that people are feeling. So with all of those dynamics, what happened with home prices in April? The average sale price decreased less than 2% from March to April, actually just 1.6%. And the median sales price dropped by only $5,000. The list price to sales price ratio for April was up for this April compared to last April. Where we are for this April is at 99.5%. What that's telling us is when a house goes on the market, if it was listed for $500,000, it's selling just shy of $500,000. There's very little difference between its original list price and its final sales price. Last year in April of 2019, that gap it's not huge, but this list price to sales price ratio was 98.7%. So what are some takeaways for you? With median days on market running at 6 days or less, truly in every price band, we look at $100,000 ranges from $200,000 up to $1 million. We are looking at 6 days on market or less across the board. That means that the market is hot. And in the most coveted price range, $300,000 to $400,000, we're looking at 4 days on market on average. So this is telling us that if you are a buyer in this price range, you gotta be ready to go. If you are a seller in this price range, the market is ready for your inventory. If you are thinking, I'm gonna wait, you really don't have a need to wait, other than if you have a fear, if you don't wanna have your house on the market because you're afraid of the people coming in. Your agent can take care of that for you, but we do understand and respect that. But you can sell your house, sell it quickly and at a very strong price in this market. Most buyers want to buy a home between $200,000 and $600,000 in the Denver market. We just know statistically 80% of the closings occur in that price range. We looked at the April data, only 57% of the homes were in that price range for sale in April. And then I took a quick snapshot of the May data. Only 55% of the homes fell between $200,000 and $600,000. This tells us that inventory is very tight for folks who are looking in the most popular price range. Again, this means as a buyer, you need to be ready to go, know what you want, the market is moving. And as a seller, if you have a home anywhere in that price range, even tipping just past $600,000, the market is ready for you if you are ready for it. Check out my seller's preparation guide down below and my buyer's relocation guide as well. They're in the description box. You'll also find my contact information there. If you have any questions at all, please reach out to me. You can call me, text me, email me. I will personally respond to you, and it is my honor to answer any questions and serve however I can. Hey, I'll see y'all next week.